Our final region to preview is the Midwest region. First game up, we got 1 seed Houston, 16 seed SIU Edwardsville. Similar to our other 116s, not really a ton to say. Houston's defense is just really the story here, suffocating defense. Forced a lot of turnovers. SIU Edwardsville, not a great team in terms of taking care of the basketball. They're 174th in the country in turnover rate. Houston's going to get all over the glass. They're top 15 in the country in offensive rebound rate. Edwardsville doesn't really do a great job on defensive glass. Again, kind of sitting in the middle of the pack. And it's really going to be Houston's defense, I think, that just eats them alive, right? Houston's 2-point defense is elite, and that's where and Edwardsville is just not very good, really, offensively in any area, right? They're like 265th in the country in offensive rate per Torvik, or offensive efficiency per Torvik, right? They're 271st in 2-point field goal or effective field goal percentage overall. Just not a very good team offensively at all. So I fully expect Houston to just take care of business right from the jump, like one should against the 16. I just don't think that Edwardsville is going to be able to generate very much offense here.
Yeah, and Houston they just feel like they're upset proof. I know they don't have like the most explosive offense from like a shot making perspective, but they can kind of physically dominate you, get all over the glass. They can win the shot volume battle in the turnover department as well. They're just so rock solid under Kelvin Sampson, and they're always playing with their hair on fire. They fly all over the floor, and it's just for a team like Edwardsville that doesn't take care of the ball all that well, and 174th in the turnover rate in the OVC for that. Like, it's not a very good league in general, and this league hasn't really. I don't really think in the past they've played all that well historically. So, and they had a team last year in Morehead State that I thought had a real chance to win a game, and they kind of got smacked by Illinois. So, and this team I would consider to be significantly worse than that Morehead State team. So, I'm not super optimistic that they can keep this game close, as we've talked about with the other 1 seeds. All 4 of them seem to be pretty upset proof. They all have dominant physical traits. They all get all over the glass. They dominate the rim on both ends. Like, not much that needs to be said here outside of, SIU Edwardsville has some size, especially up front. They in the front court, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" with their rotation. So 6'7", like it's not like there's a lack of size up front, and maybe they could like compete on the glass and maybe get on the offensive glass a little bit. That's the one area that you can get Houston on the defensive end, because they kind of fly around. They're always rotating, and they're always trying to block shots, which leaves the glass open a little bit, leaves a guy not boxed out. So there could be an area for them to create some value there. But overall, I just think Houston's going to outclass SIU Edwardsville.
Yeah, but even still, if they are able to get on the offensive glass, they're actually not a very efficient team inside the arc, and they're actually not super efficient in close twos as well. I mean, comparatively to other teams, like most teams are 60% or better, and they're actually like 50, almost just under 57%. So not very great in that area. And even if they are getting some offensive rebounds, as we talked about, Houston's 2-point defense is just elite. Top 5 in the country in 2-point defense. They're the number 1 rated defense according to Torvik. They're just the class defensively in this country. So like you said, matchup, or they're upset proof, especially against a team that isn't great on the offensive end. They should just be able to handle business pretty easily.
For sure. Yeah, I just don't really anticipate anybody being able to hang around. I guess one year with Houston, Northern Kentucky was able to hang around with them. I think that was a couple of years ago. It was like an 8 to 10 point game with like 12 minutes to go. But Northern Kentucky was a much better team than SIU Edwardsville. They played a weird style, and they don't really. Edwardsville doesn't really deploy any sort of like funky style, which is kind of what I would look for in a sizable underdog. So, yeah, not much else to be said here by Houston's just a great team on both ends of the floor, and their defense can kind of swallow up Edwardsville.
Yeah, for sure. So look for Houston, as all the other 1 seeds, to move on and face the winner of the 8-9 game in the Midwest.